Oh, good for you. And how was it?
And remember, always watch your back.
John Magz. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to...
You can't cook. Everybody knows you can't cook. You can't cook! You can't cook!
Wait. I'm not gonna let it get to me. Not gonna let it get to me.
You can't cook.
Mother!
Hello, and welcome to Cooking with Magz. Today we're going to learn how to cook a jalapeno stuffed pork chop with spicy onion cheese sauce. Okay, start by putting a pot on a medium heat and add a good amount of butter. I'm going to say about a quarter pound of butter, so a stick. Okay, once your butter starts melting down, add your julienne onions. Don't be afraid to fill the pot with the onions because they're going to cook down. That's right, keep moving evenly, make sure they're all getting nice and cooked. Okay, once they've started getting clear, it's time to add your crushed red pepper and your ground cayenne pepper. Now keep everything cooking on a nice low heat. You want the oils to cook out of that pepper into the onions, and making sure that everything gets nice and spicy. After you've let it simmer for a couple of minutes, it's time to add your heavy cream. Now while stirring, slowly pour in the heavy cream on a low heat. You don't want to put in too much cream, just about until the onions are covered about halfway. Add your shredded smoked gouda. Add your shredded cheddar. And I personally like using sliced American cheese. Once the cheese starts to melt, it's time to add Tabasco sauce. Make sure you stir it. You want to make sure you fold it into the sauce. And keep it moving. You can raise it up to a medium heat as long as you keep your eye on it. And then wait till it starts to look nice and creamy. And then you can kill it down to a nice low heat to keep it warm. Shred some fresh smoked gouda. If you're going to use a block grater, I like to move it side to side to make sure that it nice and shreds it evenly. Now you want a good amount of cheese. So you're going to be shredding. You're going to get that cheese shredded. 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 Extreme shred of cheese. Oh, I missed a step. Now I personally like using the jarred jalapenos. I like them when they're in the brine. It brings out the flavor, I believe. So whatever you prefer. And just give them a nice fine dice. And make sure you're wearing gloves, because you don't want the oils getting on your fingers, then you touch your eyes, and then it's just a nightmare, and then you cook them blind. Now grab a mixing bowl, and combine your peppers and your shredded cheese. Just give it a nice toss. Just make sure you get peppers and cheese all over the place. There's no big clumps of peppers in one place. Yeah, nice good little toss. Marinate your pork chops in your barbecue sauce of choice. Everyone's got their own. I personally use my own blend of brown sugar and honey and liquid smoke and garlic and onion powder and a little Old Bay, cayenne pepper, black pepper, honey, And yeah. Now you want to give your pork chops a nice sear. You want to get that nice smoked charred flavor on them. And so you want your grill nice and hot. And that's too hot. That's way too hot. Hey. After you've gotten your pork chops seared off, it's time to put it together. So take your shredded cheese and your jalapeno mixture, a nice good amount of bacon, and your now seared pork chops. Now give the pan a nice spray because you don't want it to stick, and take your pork chops. Now you want to butterfly the pork chop, which means you want to cut it almost all the way in half long ways. Now just ball up the cheese and the jalapenos to a fist. You want almost the length of the pork chop, and just tightly pack it in there into the middle. Make sure you're able to close the other end of the pork chop. After that, you're going to start wrapping it in bacon. I personally like going long ways first, then going around the sides like a belt to trap in the cheese as it melts out. You don't want to lose any of that delicious smoked gouda jalapeno goodness. And then along down the pork chop, just keep wrapping bacon. Give it a nice, good, tight wrap. You want it to seal that pork chop shut. And then for good measure, corner to corner crisscross. And just lay it down on the thing. Give it a nice push down. Make sure all the ends of the bacon all meet at the one side so that they close itself as you put it down on the pan. Now I don't like risking pork. I don't like taking chances. So I cook this in 3 phases. You can call me crazy. It works for me. One thing everyone says about me is that I haven't given anyone trichinosis. So I'll start cooking at a low temperature to make sure that I cook it on the inside. If anything, I just want to make sure the center is cooked. So I'll start at 280 for 20 minutes. After that, I'm going to give it a nice look. Definitely not cooked yet, but it's also not burnt. So now I'm going to crank the temperature up a bit. Let's go 325 for 12 minutes. Okay, now the pork chop should be cooked all the way through. You can see the cheese is melting out, but we want to make sure that bacon is nice and crispy. So we're going to crank it up to about 350 and then flash it for about 4 minutes. And there you go. Crispy bacon outside, should be cooked all the way through. And I would just drizzle the cheese sauce over the top of it. And there you go.
John Magz. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to try to keep putting them out at least once a week. So yeah, if you enjoy what I'm doing, please hit that like button. If you want to keep seeing more, please hit that subscribe button. I guess until next time, have a good day.